Okay.
Success often comes with fear and self-doubt. We were just talking about that. You mentioned that in your book. Let's talk a little bit more about how individuals can recognize and confront these feelings to maintain their mental health and their well-being, whether it's auditing what they read, what they consume, who they hang out with. What are your thoughts on this?
Well, I will tell you that I'm ruthless about my inner circle. Ruthless. Like I
No.
make sure, yes. I mean, I don't cut people out easily, but when I cut them out, they are dead to me. The reason that people are dead to me are the people who there are people in our lives who, when we tell them about our big, hairy, scary dreams, they have some several reactions. Some say, "That's amazing. You can do it. I believe in you. I'm here to help." Those people can stay. Those people can stay all day, right? Those are great people. Those are the people who see your future. Then there are people who only see your past. Maybe they remember you as, the 17-year-old who forgot to bring the car back full of gas, right? And they remind you of all the things that you forgot to do. They don't see who you've become today, but they worry about you. They're not all bad people. Some of them are your parents. Some of them love you. They just don't want to see you get hurt, right? So we have to make sure we're listening to them through those ears, understanding that they don't see us for today. They see us for
Mm,
before.
right,
Then
right.
there are the people who are jealous and they see our rise only through the lens of their own stagnation. And you get a little like, are you sure you should do that? Oh, what do you think that's going to work? Oh, I'm not so sure. Right. And that creates a little cancer in our brain. And
Yeah.
then there's the guy in the coffee shop who you don't even see that often, but you tell him your big, hairy, scary dream, and he's like, oh, that's you're going to do that? That's I don't know if you should do that. That's really scary. And what he really means is, I don't know if I can do that.
I don't know if I
I'm
could.
too scared, right?
Yeah.
But it
Yeah.
comes out of his mouth. Are you sure you should do that? That's really scary. And again, that's a little cancer in your brain. And the first time a client says no, or the first time you get rejected, the first time it doesn't work, you think, oh, I guess that random guy in the coffee shop was right. I shouldn't do this. And so I am super ruthless about who I have in my inner circle. And I try to always have three different types of people. The first is an aspirational, somebody who I look up to, who I want to be when I grow up, right? Somebody who is just killing it in the game. Like I want to be them, and I'm watching them and I'm studying them. Number one. Number two, I want a peer, right? I want a peer, somebody who is where I am, who I can learn from, who can learn from me, who we can commiserate with together, we can whine together, we can celebrate together, right? Of somebody who's like in the same place. And then I want a mentee, because the best way to get past doubt and uncertainty and imposter syndrome is to teach somebody something that you know, because that reminds you that you actually know something that's worth teaching to somebody else, right? So that builds your confidence. And so at any given time, I try to make sure that in any week, any day, like I'm interacting with at least those three different types of people. Even if it's just a text message, if it's a book that I'm reading, right? The aspirational doesn't have to be somebody I know. It can be somebody who I just follow, who I watch. But there are studies that show that if the people, that Jim Rohn quote, that you're the average of the five people in your inner circle.
Yeah.
It turns out that quote is bullshit. Like, he just made that up. There's no science behind that quote. There is, however, science that says that are if the people you hang out with most often are obese, you are 70% more likely to be obese.
Yeah.
Here's what's interesting about that science. They don't even have to be people who are physically proximate to you. So you don't even have to hang out with, sit on the couch with, watch football all day Sunday, eating, like wings and tacos. They don't even have to be in your house. They can just be people that you consume on social media.
Mm.
What they normalize, you normalize. What they socialize, you socialize. What they think, you think. And so when I think about who I have in my inner circle, both physically and, you know, mentally, I try to make sure that I'm super ruthless about people who are living healthy lives, who are positive, who are grateful, who are aspirational, who are embracing their ambition, who are trying to live the life who I want to be when I'm the very best version of myself.